Hi, I would like to share with you our experience of Lucy and the intensive sessions she provided. Our son is 6 and suffers from selective mutism. He was unable to speak to anybody outside the house and was only able to speak to myself, my husband, and our daughter inside the house. He wasn't able to speak to any family members, grandparents, aunties, and uncles, and was completely non-verbal at school. He was unable to speak to any of his peers or teachers. So we decided to contact Lucy for an intensive therapy session. Lucy came and stayed with us for 7 days. Within that time, we had amazing results. Day one of Lucy being here, she had my son whispering to me in front of him and also answering yes or no questions to her. By day two, my son was fully verbal with Lucy, was able to answer her questions and respond to her in a full voice. Whilst Lucy was here, she also slid in various members of our family, and we also went out and about in the community, into shops and cafes, and my son practiced speaking and being brave. Within that time, we managed to slide in his grandma, who he was then fully verbal with, and Nanny, who he was also fully verbal with by the end of the day. We also went to some supermarkets, and Lucy showed us different techniques to help him practice talking and ask questions. Um, he even managed to order his own ice cream over the days that we went out, which is something I never ever thought I would see, and was very emotional and amazing. Um, we also had a training session. Lucy asked for friends and family to come over, and she held a training session for selective mutism, where she provided lots of advice on the techniques to use, um, and help our family and friends to understand how to act around our son. We also had our son's key worker come over to help establish a relationship with her. Um, Within an hour of her being here, my son Lucy and his key worker were all having a conversation. It was something I just couldn't ever imagine. It was amazing. And as a parent of a child with selective mutism, I'm sure you can imagine just how unbelievable that felt. Lucy also went into our son's school and provided a training session for all staff. We had excellent feedback on that, and it was brilliant for the staff to understand that selective mutism wasn't something that my son chose, and he didn't choose not to speak. There was a lot of misconception about selective mutism, um, so it was brilliant for the staff to finally understand, and also understand how they shouldn't behave and react around my son when trying to prompt for speech. Lucy also did some sliding in with our son's teacher, and various other members of staff and peers at the school. By the end of the week, our son was able to speak to us out of the house. He was able to speak to two of his grandparents, and he had just started to speak to his teacher at school. Um, Lucy also provided an intervention plan for school. She wrote a small steps programme, and the school have had 12 weeks worth of email support. It's now been 9 weeks since Lucy came, and our son has come on leaps and bounds. He is able to talk to all of our family members. He's able to read to his teacher at the back of the classroom when the pupils are in there, amongst other verbal communication. It's the results of the intensive have been amazing. When we go out to the shops or to a cafe or somewhere, our son does not stop talking, which for some parents is a nightmare, but for us it's amazing. I couldn't recommend the intensive anymore, and Lucy was brilliant. Thank you for watching.